Alrighty folks, welcome back to another video from Yates Computers Tips and Review. So for 2024, this is going to be part of the security series. This is a subject I don't hear a lot of people talking about. Mentioned a lot of little things in a lot of other videos in the last 3 years about the placement of your computers and that type of stuff. So before I go any further, I want to stop here and say, everybody, go on over, make sure you've subscribed and hit the bell to get all the updates on all the other future videos coming out. And then come on back over. So now, for this video, I wanted to talk about the case's physical security. That is the actual case your security is at, the security of your case. Some of them have really no security features at all. Some of them have security features, but you aren't using them. You aren't using it in any shape, form of a way. There are certain things you can do to make those computers also more secure. So I have one here. I have the front faceplate removed because that is another factor of the security I wanted to cover, to make sure you understand what is behind that front faceplate is crucial too, because that's access somebody can get into that computer. If you buy a full tower where it has extra bays open in the front for you to insert DVD drives and insert other things, hard drives and other things in it, you want to make sure that's all locked down and secure. Oh, man. So you want to make sure that's all secure. So with this one, it basically has a couple little screw nuts that you can take and turn. And it pops right off. But it has this nice little thing right here that probably nobody uses. Now you can take those screws out, put in a more secure screw, something with a lockable nut, something of a bit that is specialty that people can't get into it, and that would secure the panel on your case. Some of them just have a handle you pull and it falls right open. There is no security except for something like this. So this is the way to secure someone from getting inside. If you put the panel back on, you will see there's a little hole there. You can put a padlock through there. So someone can't just untwist that and take it open and have access to it. Because you want to make sure you secure all your hardware. You want to make sure nobody's adding anything in it. You don't want anybody playing with anything. You don't want someone to just take that drive and walk out and there goes all your data. So that's your data security part of it. But that's making sure your case is secure. Making sure you have this whole thing in a seriously secure location is very important too. I've mentioned that on some of my other videos where I've gone out, done some side jobs, and oh, well, my server's right out front by the receptionist computer. Right out front where it's unsecure? No, that needs to be moved into a secure location. That's why they have server racks with locks and panels and all kinds of stuff. They make so many different size computers now. You can find so many different cabinets that will secure the whole computer. Some of them actually have where the laptop locks will work on them. They have the little slot where you put it in there and you wrap the cable around the pole, loop it, tie it on, lock it on, so someone can't just pick up and walk off with the computer. So these are the security things I don't hear anybody saying anymore about. Making sure you're aware of these things. So the second thing is when I have this panel off, you can see everything is secure. You can't reach in there and fiddle with anything or pull anything out. It's all secure. Some of the bigger cases have holes and slots. Some of the cases have all the fans down the front, where this is pretty much completely open. If you pop that front panel off, you have access. Glass panels. If they're not tempered glass panels that can't be broken, that's something that someone can just and break it and get into your insides of your machines. Take your drives, take whatever they want. Take your memory, take your RAM. It might not have anything that they can retrieve, but that's going to be a cost to you to repair. And that's a security concern on the physical machine. So that's what this video is about, and that's what it's going to cover. And I wanted to go through and express all these points because a lot of people will talk about one or two of those points and not the whole complete subject, so you understand what case security actually is. Making sure someone can't just walk off with this. Making sure someone can't just open up a bay, get in there and fiddle with something and pop memory out or do whatever they want. Unplug your hard drive and, cause you all kinds of problems. Because some of the bigger, taller cases might have 3 or 4 open bays underneath. Some of them have panels that are designed to be popped out. This one does not. Some of them have back plates that are not actual back plates. They're pop outs that have not had the inserts in yet. You can just poke it and pop that out, and you have access into that machine. Of course they could pour liquid in there. They could pour liquid in here. They can do a lot of things, but if they have that slot open, they can do a lot of damage to your system. You don't want to take those risks. You want to make sure everything's secure and everything's proper. So this is the little short video on this because this is the very subject that I want people to look more into, is securing these cases. Had a job I'm working on where I have my little mini computer that I did not want to order those little mini computers because I was afraid someone would walk off with them. Because they're so small, you can pretty much just put that in your pocket and disappear. No one would notice. This size case, a little bit harder to stash. You're going to have a backpack or a big bag or something to walk out with this. So these are some of those concerns when you're looking at computer cases and sizes and those kind of things to be aware of. Of course, some of these have the laptop lock ports on them, or there's other ways to do it. Some of these manufacturers actually make securing devices. This one has a bracket on it where you can actually screw it to the back of a monitor, where you can actually screw it down to the desk if you have to. That would make it safe and secure that someone can't just grab it and walk off with it. So these are some of those issues and some of those concerns you may want to think about when you get into the security side of your physical hardware. So let me wrap this one up, and I'll be doing another video on your physical security of your ports coming up. That's a whole nother thing that is here little bits and pieces of, but it's not as data you really need to know for security wise. If you start researching and doing studies for security, they're going to talk about all this stuff. And you're not going to understand it because you've heard little bits related to this, little bits related to that. When you get into securing a big business environment, small business environment, even for home use, if you have visitors and other people come over using your computer, you might consider some of these things so people can't do certain things. So stick around for that video. But as for case security, that is very important because you want to secure your data and you want to secure your hardware that's in there. And you don't want anybody plugging anything into it that you don't want them plugging anything into it. Don't want anybody copying your data. You don't want a lot of things happening. If that case is secure, and then you follow the port security and other security things that are coming up in the next video, that's going to lock that down pretty well where you don't really have to worry about too much unless somebody really knows a lot and they can figure out, oh, okay, that's not working. I can go do this and do that and flip-flop things around. Make it more difficult for them. And you should notice what they're doing because they'll be making noises by doing that. Alrighty, I want to thank everybody for watching.